Welcome, Anime Loungers, to another episode of the Anime Lounge Podcast. I'm your host, Lance, here with my other host, Matt. And today we have a guest host. You may remember him. His name is Ben.
Hello.
Today we are going to be covering the first season of Konosuba. But before we get started, we like to start our episodes with our adult beverages of choice. Today, I will be drinking some Basil Hayden's toast, and I'll be chasing that back with a Wisconsin's New Glarus Spotted Cow. What about you, Matt?
I will also have the Basil Hayden's toast and have the New Glarus Spotted Cow. And then Ben?
I don't drink alcohol, so I got a Monster Import.
Always delicious.
Excellent. So, Matt, how about we get a synopsis out of this?
Okay. For everybody to remember, we are going to be covering Season 1 of Konosuba. So it is a 10-episode series with an OVA that was released in 2016. It is based on the light novel with the same name. It's an isekai where the main character named Kazuma dies from shock as he supposedly is getting hit by a truck-kun. The goddess Aqua grants him one thing to bring with him to his new world. He chooses her as his companion, and they get isekai'd to that new world. Lance, can you give us our Lance's lesson? Spirit Guide!
Today's Lance's Lessons is going to be the Japanese word for explosion. That is bakuhatsu, spelled B-A-K-U-H-A-T-S-U, bakuhatsu. Quite fitting today because one of our main characters, Megumin, has a huge fascination with the spell power of explosion, and we'll definitely be getting into that one. So, kick off every episode, we like to talk about some favorite characters. Matt, you got a favorite character?
I'm gonna go with Darkness for this one.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Only because I want to be kind of different, because I feel like both of you guys are going to pick Megumin.
Oh, yeah. Megumin is definitely a top favorite. And that's kind of funny because I also was on the same wavelength as you. I was also coming up with a couple, backups. And Darkness was one of my backups, which is really funny. But go on, you can continue. I still have plenty to talk about.
I find her character hilarious.
Uh-huh.
And then the fact that she's a crusader, and she's a super high-ranking crusader, but misses every time she swings.
Yep.
And it's like, all right, so what did she do that she is high-ranking, and she can't hit anything? And then just her, I mean, it's kind of etchy, so it's just her basically getting turned on. Her masochism towards pain is, they find a good way to make it funny. So, Ben, why don't you talk to us about Megumin?
Only if you want to claim her as your favorite.
Oh, yeah, but I don't know how else to explain it. I just find her hilarious. She's a one-trick pony and all, but I don't know how to explain.
That's fine.
What I like about her is just her passion towards explosion. And it really, I mean, she just brings comedy to that. And that's all it is. And it's just, she casts explosion and then just fucking boom, orgasm, and then she's good.
One time go and she's good.
Yeah.
Like most guys.
And you learn, because when you meet Yunyun, that if she were to be willing to do anything else, she'd probably be super high ranking in like any type of magic that she used. But she doesn't want to. She's like, nope, explosion or nothing. Right?
Yeah, I kind of am looking forward to seeing what happens in the future with her. Like, what caused her to only want explosions?
Well, the only thing I can give her on that is that it's the biggest, baddest move that there is, supposedly. Mm-hmm. And that's all she wants to do is master that one. But then they also go and say, like, if you learn other techniques or other skills, then you can be more well-rounded, or you can just improve yourself. Which also makes me wonder, is she just sitting on like a giant stockpile of like skill points at this point?
She racks all her skill points in explosion, specifically.
Oh, she can upgrade explosion?
Yeah.
That's not just a level up bonus?
No, she exclusively puts her points in explosion because all the other skills are lame.
Yeah.
It's so this is your typical RPG where none of your skills increase unless you use a skill point to increase your skills.
Yeah.
So and that's all she wants to do is Explosion.
And pass out.
Well, I found the episode, what was it, like 3 and 4, where she's going to
The castle.
every day, and Kazuma's like, that was a shitty one. Kazuma, yes. That was a shitty explosion. That was a pretty good explosion.
Like how he ranked them all, and yeah.
Nice and crisp. It
Yep.
didn't knock me on my ass.
Yeah, I like how the air gently breezed me and didn't hit me like a freight train. Yeah, that was nice to see.
This was definitely a hilarious show. I need to keep watching for season 2, because season 2 is out, and then they confirmed season 3, correct, Ben?
Yeah, they
Okay.
confirmed it. This is also a good anime to watch if you're just feeling burned out and you need a good laugh.
This is a show that you can just turn your brain off and have a good time with. It's just all good fun.
Oh yeah, nothing is too serious. The only thing I will say is that I enjoyed it was like every episode was a different adventure kind of thing.
Uh-huh.
Kind of like an episodic kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. Kind of like how Pokemon used to be.
Yeah.
And
You can watch any random ass episode. It'll be
there's
just
not
fine.
really a big order unless it specifically says it in the title card.
Right.
the only thing I will state is I kind of didn't like the last 2 episodes where Kazuma gets arrested and then he's free. And I'm like, what happened? Like, I feel like they just skipped a bunch of stuff.
Oh yeah, that was definitely one of my biggest questions.
They say it in season 2.
They say, Ben's already seen season 2. Matt and I have not. But just to touch on that just a little bit more, we see in episode 10 that Kazuma gets arrested, and then episode 11 is just like a little
That's the
free for all.
OVA.
But we came to learn just before we even started podcasting is that episode 11 is OVA, so technically the season ends with Kazuma being arrested. So everything is still okay. So nothing's getting pushed around. So
That's right.
but before we get any further, I haven't talked about a character for myself yet, which is fine. I wanted to throw a curveball into this because, it's not like we have any like super amazing guys. Megumin is kind of like the overpowered person. So I wanted to choose my character today based off of comedy, and Darkness was going to be one of them because of her sexuality and how she makes everybody feel uncomfortable, which kind of brings me to loop around to Verdia, the headless knight with the headless horse. He would be my next favorite character.
I didn't think
Based
villains
on-
were going to be part of that.
Based on comedy. The biggest reason why I like him is the way he like screams all of his exclamations, and I had to laugh every single time he would say anything of the sorts. Like when Darkness was saying like, "Oh yeah, his retorts. Oh yeah, you've been cutting away at my armor piece by piece, very specifically, just so you can slowly undress me." He's like, "What?" And it's just the way he would be caught off guard, and then like in the very beginning when he was like, "Who's blowing up my castle?" and he turns that into a little screamy bitch fit, and that was funny. And then another moment wherein we learned that he wanted to look up Wheeze's dress, so he fucking bowls his own head so that it lands directly under there, yells out "strike." I don't know, it's just those stupid little exclamations that he makes that just makes me laugh. So I'm gonna go with Verdia. He's funny.
Yeah, he was a high source of comedy for those few episodes that he was there. And then how he died was funny.
I put in my notes that Verdia is a dark fire type, and he's weak to water.
Yep.
Just wanted to throw some Pokemon into this. I don't know how water comes into play, how the undead could be weak to a water, but apparently he was weak to water.
Fire is weak against water, remember that.
Yeah, but he wasn't
He
really
was
a
an
fire
undead.
type. He was just an undead dark. Like
I do a huntless night.
Doesn't matter, he's fire.
now he's fire.
Well,
Well, I suppose, yeah, he had the Eye of Sauron, so
Yeah, exactly. That fucking eye.
so he could hold his cleaver with 2 hands and frickin' hit everybody.
Well, since
Slash.
we're
not.
talking about Verdia, let's just stay on him for a quick moment. So Kazuma tried using steel on him, which I'm super happy he did, because the whole time during that fight I was like, dude, if it's one thing I like doing during like RPG games like Final Fantasy or something, and if I have someone on my party with a thief ability, I like stealing from bosses because you typically get something decent.
Oh, yeah.
So I was like, okay, I really hope Kazuma steals from him, and he does. And I was really happy to see that they at least attempted it and stole nothing.
Yep.
But then what really threw me off is he does steal for a second time, and then he manages to steal the head.
Yep.
Now,
He was distracted.
that's what I was going to say. Was it because he was distracted? Did he technically use steal the second time when his head was in the air? So he wasn't physically holding onto it? I can't quite remember at the moment.
Yes, I believe he was getting attacked.
He threw his head up in the air. He was going to do the whole Eye of Sauron thing again.
Uh-huh.
And he said, Kazuma says, I've been waiting for this moment, and then does steal, I believe.
Yeah. So as soon as he throws the head up is when the steal happens. So before he could actually do his attack.
Right, so probably assume that all of his main power is probably within the head itself. Unless it was because he was strictly just not paying attention.
It's possible.
I think it was a little bit of caught off guard, a little bit of, I think he probably transfers a lot of his power into his body when he does that attack so that he can not die, essentially.
Sure.
One thing I will say, just to kind of go into another character, is all the anime groups that I see, everybody complains about Aqua being useless. And if you really break it down, she is kind of useless, but she's not completely useless. She's not the most useless. Yeah, she is whiny.
She's incredibly whiny, but she is definitely useful.
Yes.
All her stats except intelligence are high.
Yeah, and that was essentially going to be my third favorite character to choose, was going to be Aqua, and that's going to be because she's so strong in every category except intelligence.
You'll like her in season 2.
Oh yeah?
Oh,
I'll look forward to that. Another thing I liked about Aqua is, I don't know what it is, but when you summon your weapon from a distance.
Oh yeah.
And then it just comes.
Thing?
Yeah, exactly, Milner. And it just comes out of nowhere and then whips into your hand like that. It happened twice in season 1?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And I loved it both times. I don't know, maybe
and
Thor.
And then the flower blooms and her power comes.
Yeah, I like that too. It's so dumb, but I really like that.
I found it funny how she was using it as a clothes hanger.
That too.
Oh yeah.
They're broke as hell. Had to use everything the best they could.
And Kazuma was hoping that she would get smarter if she ranked up her abilities, and he's like, nope, not gonna work. And just gets all disappointed.
Oh, I wrote that down.
Yes, that was episode 9.
Yep.
Yeah. Poor thing can level up, but her intelligence will always stay the same.
There's so many one-liners in the show.
So many. This is a goddamn funny show. Definitely why people have talked about this all over. Aqua can resurrect.
Yep.
That's in my notes. That's a pretty intense fucking skill.
Yep.
And I guess we can't really talk too much about episode 11 because that's technically the OVA after, Kazuma dies again from the choker level.
He dies from the
Winter Shogun.
Yes.
Which was going to be I was going to alley-oop into this.
Sorry.
How many? Oh no, it's fine. How many times can she resurrect the same person? Is this going to go Dragon Ball style, where you can only be revived once? Is this going to be unlimited?
And technically, she's not supposed to revive him because Eris said it goes against the rules, but
because he wasn't born from that world.
Yeah.
I think it's because it's Aqua and she's the goddess. She just does whatever she wants, and she's too stupid to do what she's supposed to, so she just keeps reviving him because she doesn't want to be stuck there by herself.
Exactly. Left with all the debts and stuff. So
yep. So I think he can just keep getting revived until they finally defeat the Demon King.
Maybe. Part of the reason why I wanted to bring that up is is this going to turn into a South Park Kenny kind of thing, where every time Kazuma fucks up, that they're just going to kill him off and then she's just going to revive him?
Well, it is classified as a parody anime, so I think Kazuma is kind of like a more edgy Subaru from ReZero. So it does kind of make sense.
Yeah, I think
he would be like Kenny.
I kind of feel like they're trying to make fun of a lot of the tropes that
for sure
are pretty common in anime, so that's also another thing that's going on.
Do you guys pick up on any kind of shout outs?
Yes, but I can't think of it right now.
And I'm only really saying that on one specific episode, but from what I think I've heard from the past is that there's been a couple shout outs, but more specifically the one that I knew I caught was episode 8 when they're inside that castle, and then it's that doll episode where all the possessed dolls are.
Yep.
And then at the end of the episode, Kazuma's cleaning off a gravestone, and he says something along the lines of now you can rest easily, Anna.
Yep.
And then it might be a tiny bit of a stretch, but if anybody has ever seen the Annabelle movies, it's a possessed doll, and the whole episode was about possessed dolls, so
That's what I thought of, actually, when
I didn't
they
even
were talking about
think
that
of
one.
that because I watched season 1 and 2 back to back when I first watched this, and they explain it in season 2 who that is.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
okay,
like all out of order at some parts, if I remember.
Okay, so it's not just some random ass
Maybe I'm
shout
thinking
out.
of a different.
Maybe. I think so. Pretty sure.
Scratch that.
Just kidding.
Okay, well, it's something that I caught and I made sure I made a note of, so I thought that was pretty cool.
Annabelle, got it.
I can't really think of. That was the only one I could think of as far as shout outs to other things.
Right? I just feel like I've been told that there's been different things, and that's the only one I truly picked up on.
Well, do you guys have a favorite episode? One episode that sticks out the most?
Ben, you got one of mine?
You first.
Here, throw me in.
I need to know if we're on the same page or not.
I suppose if I'm going to choose a favorite episode first, I think I'd want to go with episode 10, the last one, being with the Destroyer, the mobile fortress.
Coolest fight scene.
Okay. Yep.
Pretty much the best fight scene. Yeah. And that's because everybody starts to really pull through with some badass magic.
Yep.
You know, we have Aqua dispelling that shield or something. Like, she opens up like 5 different spell circles and then just fucking super blast that fortress, the barrier.
Yep. And then when she starts yelling, somebody in the distance just goes flying from the shockwave.
Oh, really? I missed that. But yeah, I thought that was pretty sweet animation. And then we had Megumin and Whis doing like a twin explosion magic attack to take it down.
I thought it was Whiz.
What did I say, Whis?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I meant
I was
Whis.
thinking of Dragon Ball.
Yeah, that's super. Whiz. And then they do like a twin explosion attack, and I thought that was pretty cool and creative. And, you know, just a couple things go wrong from that episode.
Kazuma is saying, "Oh, my luck is really high. It'll be fine."
Oh, yeah.
It was not fun.
It was not fun. I totally called it, too. Like, he's gonna, like, there's so much, like, opposite foreshadowing that goes on in this.
Oh, what you said earlier about shoutouts. He was talking about don't jinx it. It's going to cause, whenever they think they're done with their mission or whatever, like when the destroyer was down.
You're going to flag it.
Yeah, that's it.
That's the term he used. I didn't really understand why he said
I didn't understand flag either, but unless it's like a technical thing.
I don't know. But it's definitely a jinx
Yeah,
because everything is
Aqua
opposite in this show.
always does it.
Uh-huh.
I think that was like 3 times she did it.
Something like that. And then when this destroyer was about to explode, because it was going to be overheated, you know, after they teleported the Coronatite,
Yes.
the machine itself was still overheating and it was going to explode anyway. So in my mind, I was like, well, why doesn't Aqua just use that fucking flood attack again and cool it down? But no, they had to go and blow it up, even though it was going to blow up anyway. So I didn't exactly know where they were going with all this thought
bigger
process.
explosion to conceal
Something that might be even bigger yet.
Yeah.
I guess I can kind of be on board with that, but
That's a stretch.
it's still a bit of a stretch. But you know, if this shit's gonna blow up because it's overheating, then put it underwater. I don't know. That's just, of course, that's too smart, and they need anime logic, and they need, you know, bigger,
It's
better
too smart
explosions.
for a parody anime.
Exactly. So whatever. Ben, you got a favorite episode?
Probably the succubus episode.
That I was about to say.
I have a feeling you guys knew that was going to come out, but it was just too hilarious. And Kazuma thinking that he's in the middle of his dream and just becomes a whole different person. And
He gets all this confidence out of nowhere because he thinks it's fake. Yeah.
Just humiliating darkness, and then all of a sudden you hear Megumin and Aqua scream and he bolts. But I absolutely loved when he was like protecting the succubus.
Oh yeah.
No, run away.
Bring it on!
Couldn't even confess.
And then just played it off like, oh, I woke up with a nice dream.
But see, I know you remembered everything.
Yeah. Matt, you got a favorite episode?
It was definitely the succubus one. It was just, the entire episode was hilarious because, like, even in the building, like, he's talking to that one guy and he's like, well, I didn't know that's what you did.
Oh yeah.
Until the guy left to look at his sheet. Not even an adventurer.
Yeah, this dude's got a crazy ass name, Araku
He has a
Ray
name?
Mono. Yeah, I
really
see on his
good
character
name.
sheet right here. Arak, Jesus.
I just know he's the Gates of Hell guy.
Yeah,
That's
he's just
all he
that
ever says.
that big buff guy with a mohawk that you see in the very beginning.
Well, then the other reason why I like that episode is because you find out when they're fighting the the giant spider of destruction, that's the whole reason why everybody's there. Like, that's why all the guys are at that.
Oh, yeah, because they were talking about how much they love this town, but they were using, like, they were saying different things, but then there would be a little flash to the brothel or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, so they were all in the town of beginnings, a bunch of high-level adventurers, all because of the brothel succubus.
Oh, that was why. They did make mention that it was, like, cheap thrills and all that fun stuff. So yeah, there's that. The only reason I have any kind of restrictions on that episode is because they made like that 5-second deal about age restrictions and
that
essentially
was
pedophilia.
sketchy.
I'm like, damn, dude, like
yeah.
You could have at least, been more mature about this. Like, you're giving anime a very bad rap by talking about underagers.
Unless he was talking, because he said it was for a friend. Unless he was talking about, like,
I think he might have been faking it. Like,
well, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a dude, so.
Well, that and he's 15.
Yes.
And Megami is 13.
Okay, because he drinks alcohol, but Megami, they won't let her.
Yeah.
Oh, good point. I never even thought about what everybody's age was. All I knew was that Megami was underage because she couldn't drink.
Yep.
I guess we knew that Kazuma was still in school because when he died, he said that chick that he was trying to save was from his school.
Yeah. So he's 15, she's 13, and then I think Darkness is...
I thought she was at least 20 or something.
I think she's closer to Kazuma than...
Maybe.
And then Aqua is an infinite number because she's...
Animes always make everybody look older than they really are.
I don't know, but according to the succubus dream, he ordered a hot older lady or whatever, and
an inexperienced older lady. That's what it was.
Yeah, and then Darkness happened to show up, and he's like, "Well, I guess that is you." So if that was accepted, maybe she is slightly older. I don't know.
Yep. Yeah, that episode was funny, and then him dying by the samurai,
the Winter Shogun.
Yeah, the Winter Shogun, and the only reason why it's a shogun is because somebody from Japan got reincarnated into that area at one point in the past and thought of it as a shogun, so now it is one.
Right. Makes you wonder how much
I can't remember
can anybody
the term
think
for
of
that.
what for manifesting.
Oh, manifesting.
Oh,
yep.
for manifesting thoughts.
Well, I mean, Aqua had talked about bringing a bunch of people into that world. So, and you already saw that was a case by that one super useless but not useless
the
adventure.
dude with the magic sword.
Yeah.
Kyoya.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah, we only got to see him for that one episode.
And they keep bringing him up in the episodes too.
Right.
Like, where is he? He's our savior.
I was only...
sword back.
That's what I was going to say. Like, the only assumption that us viewers have is that he's trying to rebuy his sword back. And wherever Kazuma sold it, which couldn't have been outside the city. I don't understand where this where Kyoya could have been, but he's been nowhere in the second half of the series, basically.
Yep. Yeah, it'll be interesting. Obviously, Ben, without giving anything away, that might be something we see in season 2. I don't know.
That was 2 years ago that I watched it, so I'm not going to even bother touching this.
That's right.
Until I watch it again.
Cool. That's perfectly fine. But it's just one of those things where what's going on with him, and then I had a lot of jobless reincarnation vibes.
That's funny you said that. I wrote down lots of slime vibes. Oh, you said
jobless. Well, slime. Yes, slime vibes as well.
Sorry. I just got excited when you started saying that you got some vibes. I'm like, I got vibes too, but I said slime. You said jobless. But yeah, I can see some jobless vibes too.
Yeah. So what are you thinking for slime? What were you getting from that?
Kind of animation, and Aqua's hair kind of reminded me of Rimuru, the human form.
Yep.
Hair.
Yep.
Just the hair, really, I guess.
Is it the same studio?
No idea.
I don't believe so, no.
I shall Google this.
I know for an anime podcast, we don't pay too close attention to studios.
Yeah, we're terrible people, I'm sorry. And we're trying to cover a lot of content with not a lot of content to cover.
Right. Alright, so I got a topic we can talk about. So everybody's brought into this world to destroy, the Demon King.
Mm-hmm.
And if they defeat the Demon King, I think somewhere earlier in the series, they said something about getting like a wish fulfilled or something along those
Eris
lines.
said you get one wish of whatever you want.
Right. So now it makes me wonder, what will Kazuma wish for? Like,
darkness. I don't think he'll need to wish
when
for
he got
darkness.
killed by the Winter Shogun, he was saying how he wanted to go back to Japan, but then his body started crying like he was going to miss everybody. So I don't think he would want to leave again.
Right. Yeah, like his ego wants him to have an awesome ass life, but his emotional side wants to go back to his shitty ass party because he's having fun here and there.
He has real friends.
Yeah. But as far as a wish goes, I don't know. Maybe it would be something tacky and lame where he would wish for all of them to continue living there or something. I don't know.
He should wish to get a school, or wish to get Aqua put in school.
To raise her intelligence?
Yes.
Wouldn't help.
Wouldn't help.
Yeah, I don't know. It might be one of those things where we find out later. Because, again, this is a light novel, so there's probably a lot of information that we're missing.
Right.
And it might be something towards the end of the series that they're kind of like, yeah, this is what he'd actually want. Because right now, is he gonna try and make a harem? Is he... Because right now, I wouldn't call this any sort of harem.
No, because this would not be considered a harem because the girls in his party are not falling for him.
Oh, is that what makes the difference?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, yes, it's one guy with multiple girls, but he's not fighting over girls or having to deny girls because they're just flocking over him. Like, everyone like secretly respects him, but at the same time they're like annoyed and hate him at the same time as well. So there's not this like lovey-dovey thing that's going on between anybody.
Yeah,
can't call this a harem.
The only thing I can think of is maybe Darkness having some feeling towards him.
A little bit.
But it also might be her enjoying that emotional abuse that he gives her.
Right.
That she's not actually like in love with him or anything, but just wants to keep getting that emotional abuse from him.
Her kink. Yeah.
Yes.
It can't be Aqua. I mean, it's because episode 11 with the OVA. I mean, it's an OVA, so we don't have to consider it canon. But when he was trying to say, like, I tried to get horny off you and it just wouldn't work.
Whenever she would ask, what kind of depravities are you going to do to me? Go get me a soda. Go get me a sub. Go get me alcohol.
Yeah, go get me a piece of bread. Go get me some champagne. Like, every time she's like, oh, what nasty thing are you going to have me do now? And she wanted to be victimized so badly. It was like, sends her on an errand to go buy something.
You bastard!
Yeah.
Go get me these groceries.
And then face plants into Wiz's lap.
Oh yeah, this is normal where I come from.
No, it's not. Yeah, I don't know. He doesn't really try to do anything with any of them besides being kind of creepy towards Darkness. So
Panty snatcher.
I suppose there was that. I mean, he didn't try to intentionally do that in the beginning. That was an accident when he took Megumin's panties in the beginning. Speaking of panty snatching, I wrote down in my notes, like, as soon as he learned that steal ability, I immediately wrote down, he's going to steal panties. And then what happens? Steals panties. This is so predictable.
So he says in his stats his luck is high,
Yep.
but it always seems to backfire.
in senses like this. Well, maybe it's lucky to him to get panties, but the repercussions are a different story.
Like, he said his luck was high, and then I can't remember the girl that taught him how to steal,
Chris
says you might get my magic weapon, which is worth however much money.
Right.
And then he gets her panties.
Oh, he was aiming for her panties.
Oh, he was?
Yes.
I mean, yeah, his pervertedness kicked in at that point.
He is 15, just remember
Fair enough.
So,
and then he said his luck was high, and he gets arrested at the end of the
season one. I was just about to say, like this entire series, you can expect the opposite of whatever is supposed to like happen or whatever they say is going to happen. But when they talked about teleporting that Coronatite to a safe place because his luck is high, like, I bought that. It was the one and only time that I officially like was on board with whatever Kazuma said.
Yeah.
But I guess if we want to break it down, he wasn't the one that did the action.
Yes.
Correct.
He was just the one to take responsibility. So maybe the luck doesn't play in a role there. So that's the only loophole anime logic deal I can throw into that.
I can give you that anime logic with that one.
Yeah.
Oh, the part where Wiz is asking to take his power.
I need to suck this from you.
Oh yes,
absolutely. I actually found a clip of that on TikTok and saved it, and it gives me a good chuckle whenever.
That was good. I'm gonna accept it. I'm not gonna ask from where or how or any of those.
Just suck whatever you need.
And I knew the whole thing was going to be a quick little funny thing. I'm sitting there trying to think, how is this going to be played in reverse? And then
Wiz, you see Wiz's face coming close with her lips all
right, like,
shiny, and then his body starts getting all decrepit.
Yeah.
And Aqua yelling at Wiz to stop because he's all shriveled up. He kind of looks like a mummy.
Yep.
The show is hilarious. I will give you that one. And then the Eris part when Kazuma does die and
after the Winter Shogun.
Yep. Did you guys catch what Aqua said about Eris?
Yes, I did. Only because, I told you guys before we started recording, I watched this entire series in person once, and then at work, I listened to it for 2 more times. So I've got a lot of quotes, and everything's fresh enough. But
yeah.
Yes.
Ben, did you catch what she said about Eris?
Oh, the padding?
Yes. The first time I watched it, because Crunchyroll doesn't have subtitles, I wasn't able to pick up on it. Crunchy does not have subtitles.
Yeah, they do.
Funimation has subtitles.
Yeah, Crunchy has.
I was
not
going
the
to
English.
say,
Yeah.
if you pay attention, you hear Kazuma constantly saying, "I'm fine with pads."
Once we're done with this, I'll show you. Crunchy has subtitles. I promise.
Please.
Do you have a Roku TV?
The Roku doesn't have it.
I can show you on my Chromecast upstairs.
Okay.
It should be same.
Okay, yeah, you're gonna have to show me because I sent them an email and yelled at. I yelled at Crunchyroll's support team like we need subtitles like Funimation. Okay, sorry, but yeah. After a second time of listening to it, I caught that. Don't listen to Eris or something along those lines because she pads her bras.
And Kazuma in the background just saying how he's fine with pads.
Yeah.
Wait, the pads? I can do pads. I'm fine with pads. He's just infatuated with Eris because she actually cared.
Yep.
She actually gives a shit about me. How this is what it's supposed to be like. She said I died. Versus Aqua, who's like, yeah, you're here.
You died in the funniest way possible. The doctors were laughing at you with the way you died.
I will say, when I watched this, I just accepted the fact that, Truck Kun was going to kill him. And then you find out that he dies of essentially shock fright from a tractor that didn't even come close to him.
And it's all because he was overtired.
Yeah, we'll go with overtired, yes.
Well, it's because he pulled an all-nighter trying to get a video game, and he was on his way home to go play it, and then he just overreacted, ripped off some Yu Yu Hakusho bullshit, and got himself killed when he didn't need to be killed.
Even the family was laughing how he died.
Yeah.
So I find this funny just because they try and make fun of pretty much all of your basic
Nothing is
anime.
off limits.
Yes.
Yeah, nothing's off limits. In the OVA, we have Megumi slapping the fuck out of Yunyun's tits. Very hardcore, like, sound effects, too.
Oh, and when Kazuma has Darkness do push-ups, you can hear her tits hit the pavement.
That too. Yeah, the sound effects are definitely in full effect.
And when I was watching, I'm like, what is she doing? Because if you watch, like, she's doing push-ups, like, with her whole front body facing down.
Yeah, it's really weird.
She's doing it at a weird angle. It's not up and down. She's, like, essentially...
Like a worm.
Yeah, she's worming. She's essentially humping the ground. And then she does make that comment, like, you're picturing me in sexual positions or something along those lines, getting off at the same time.
All with that choker collar. What did I wish for?
Oh, and listening...
And then they put it back on him at the end.
Yeah, I guess him killed.
That's awesome.
But listening to the whole series for a second and third time, Kazuma does make that stupid wish right before he does put the choke on.
I caught that today because I watched the final 3 episodes before I came over.
Yeah, so, I mean, it's something, when I watched it the first time, I didn't catch it, of course. And then as soon as they said, like, shit, did he actually say something? I'm not going to rewind. I'm just going to watch it. But yeah, that's what happens.
Yeah, it was I've watched a lot of OVAs, and that was probably one of the funnier ones I've watched.
This was definitely my favorite.
It's more
OVA.
entertaining than those dumb beach OVAs.
That seems to be a lot of... speaking of beach, I wanted to make...
There is a beach one.
Oh, okay, well, now don't ruin season 2. I was going to say, as far as beach scenes go, like, we didn't get our typical beach scene, but we did get a succubus scene.
I can't remember if it's in one of the movies or season 2, so we'll have to wait before I say anything.
Okay.
We'll get around to it.
Yeah, we essentially got the equivalent of a beach scene, so
Maybe even a little bit more extreme.
Yeah.
Like that succubus was ready to finger bang herself. And
valid.
Oh, yeah. In the thing. Yeah. She was feeling herself up. Okay. I thought you were talking about the one in the house. When
Oh, no.
In the brothel.
In the brothel strip club deal.
Yep.
Yeah, I think that might be the next level up from a beach, but
I guess we'll call that High School of the Dead kind of OVA.
yeah,
I haven't watched it.
missing out.
Oh man, that was what, episode 4?
Something like that. Needed to watch that. Love zombies.
I don't know why I haven't watched it. It's right up my alley.
It is right up your alley.
Well, before we get any further, let's just take a moment and take a quick break. And now that we're back from our break, I have one last reference I'd like to bring up, and this is going to be coming from episode 2/3, somewhere around there. And this is when we meet our other kind of superhero, Kyoya.
Okay.
And when Aqua is coming back from purifying that lake with the crocodiles or whatever, and she's just super like depressed because she got totally overruled or whatever. Like she doesn't feel very godly anymore. And Kyoya wants to
essentially save her.
So Kyoya gets to this point where he wants to take all the girls and out of their party, and he challenges Kazuma to a battle. And then, how exactly did it go?
He basically said no, and then Kyoya was like, well, I'm going to do it anyway. Or he persuaded him because he said that he'll give him whatever he wants. And then Kazuma
that's
was
basically, And then as soon as that happened, Kazuma had a light bulb quickly go. He's like, okay, I'll take it. Ready, set, go. And then caught him off guard and completely got him off guard, and then used steel and stole his super
Demon
special sword.
Yep.
But the ready, set, go thing is what really got me. And that's great because, you think anything that you can throw your opponent off guard and just get a leg up on them, it's cheap. But I think I liked it.
So in the manga, he's like, well, in a real fight, that it's not going to be, are you ready? All right, let's go kind of thing. It's going to be, I'm going to attack you whenever I feel like it. So
right.
That was his quote unquote excuse
Sure.
for doing it that way, is because he made it realistic in his eyes.
Other than that, I'm pretty tapped out as far as anime goes. Ben, how are you feeling?
Oh no, I just saw something that not only is season 3 confirmed to be coming out, but they're gonna do a spin-off side story of Megami.
Oh,
yep, I saw that.
I forgot about that.
That'd be fun to see.
It'll be interesting to see, because you'll probably get not Union. That's what it is. You'll probably get a little
Kinda
bit
like
of her.
Union.
Yep.
Okay, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting because all we know as far as season 1 is concerned is that they're quote unquote rivals according to Union, and
that was just in the OVA that we saw.
Right.
That's true. That is true.
But I have not seen season 2. But I did look ahead on Crunchyroll to see that there was season 2 English dub, and I saw her in the thumbnails, so I know she's going to be an important character.
Okay.
So I'm already slightly spoiled.
Well, that's more than I know. So
okay.
Good for you.
Spoiled that for you.
I figured she was going to be important, just mangas.
Yeah, sure. So we'll eventually cover season 2 for sure, but now we have a slight expectation. Matt, you got anything else to contribute to the anime?
No, I mean, this was, even for most seasons are concerned, this is kind of short. It was only 10 episodes.
This was a very short series, 10 episodes plus 1 OVA. We had 11 episodes to watch.
Yep. Thank you, Ben, for suggesting this one. It was hilarious. It was worth the watch. I will definitely tell people that you need to watch it.
Oh, yeah.
Unfortunately, I will not say it's one of my favorite, but I can understand why it's other people's favorites.
Do not let your kids watch
it.
Yeah, it's definitely very adult themed.
My 3-year-old will be fine. She won't know what's going on. She won't know anything.
All right, so without further ado, let's get into some Mass Manga mentions.
NANI?!
So the manga mentions is actually going to be pretty short. Again, this was a shorter season, so there wasn't a whole lot of context to go over with anyway. So this manga is going to be shorter. For people's reference, the manga ends on chapter 21. And for people to remember, this is a manga based off the anime, which is based off a light novel. So things might be different between the light novel, anime, and the manga completely. So unfortunately, we don't read the light novel, so it might be completely different. Or there might be some big differences between the two. One thing is you don't see Kazuma doing that like labor work in the beginning. So you meet Megami and Darkness in the first chapter.
Oh wow. Wow, that's super quick.
Yeah.
So the side jobs that they pick up on, or
I liked the fact that they did the side jobs because it
basically it was the first episode.
Yeah.
Like parts of the first episode is really all you skip. Because I think you meet Megami in the second episode and you meet Darkness in the third.
Well, you meet Darkness at the very end of episode 2, but you don't truly understand Darkness until episode 3.
Yeah.
But the end of episode 1, like they had that little they had like a montage of like side projects and manual labor that they do.
Yep.
So that's as much as you could say about that. And then they made that small comment about killing one or two of those frogs equaled out to a day's work of manual labor or something like that. So
basically Cosmo was complaining because he can only kill one or two of the frogs in a day, and that was essentially the same amount of effort or the same amount of pay, as what he would have been getting in the manual labor. And you don't really see that because in the manga they basically make it like all he wants to do is be an adventurer. So
I mean that's just oh my god.
You good?
What's the word I'm looking for?
I have no idea.
I'm just gonna skip it.
Alright, cool. I'm cool with that. There was one thing I wanted to talk about, but it doesn't matter. But it's the fight with the cabbages. So then the episode where Aqua is purifying the lake, Megami and Darkness actually help. You see them helping and killing all those alligators. So you kind of assume that purifying the lake, or at least this is how I perceived it to be, is Aqua's purifying the lake was what killed the alligators. And in the manga, it's Megami and Darkness that kill the alligators, and then Aqua purifying the lake.
Okay, so what happens in the anime, they say there is no need to kill the alligators because as soon as the lake is purified, they will just straight up leave.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why Aqua was going hyperdrive on using her spells to purify the lake as soon as possible, as soon as she was getting attacked. And then as soon as it was purified, everybody left, no killing needed. So that's a little slight difference.
Just because in the manga the alligators actually broke open part of the cage and were getting in, so then Darkness and Megami needed to
jump in,
intervene.
Intervene is the word I was looking for. They needed to get into the action and kill the alligators that were trying to stop Aqua from purifying the water. She had the same reaction at the end after she came out, where she didn't want to leave the cage. They elongated a handful of things here and there as far as the show to either bring comedic relief or other. Basically that was the whole thing, was that they elongated some things for humor.
They definitely overplayed it. Made her feel like a sad sack for a while.
So you guys remember the two individuals that talked to Kazuma about the succubi house?
Yes, the two adventurers. Salt and something like that, but he had two. I didn't write down the names, but two people that he became cool with.
He actually knew them because Salt, I believe that's who it was, basically was talking shit to Kazuma and saying how Kazuma is Kazuma. Talking shit to Kazuma because Kazuma is in a group with super high-ranking party members, and how he's just kind of riding the coattails of the three women. And Kazuma's like, well, fine, let's trade groups. You can go to my clan, I'll go to your clan, and you can deal with them. And
did it happen?
Yeah, it happened.
Oh, that'd be fun to see.
It was one quest that they went on, and it was for killing goblins.
Okay, I thought you were going to say something along the lines of like a chocobo or something. No. I was waiting for you to say that, some giant chicken. But okay, goblins, that's very neutral. Okay.
And Salt party members are basically like, oh, okay, I can see why you're the party leader because how you fight is kind of unconventional, but it's very useful in fighting. And
He said that about Kazuma? Or?
Yep, he said that about Kazuma. And it was funny, so Salt and Kazuma basically swapped guilds, and they weren't supposed to go back to each other, but Salt basically they were making Salt like carry all their bags and
his pack mule.
Yep, that's exactly what it was. And he begged Kazuma to go back to his old group because they were so worthless and useless and all. Basically proving that Kazuma is...
I wish they would have showed that.
Damn, that would have been a great side episode at the very least.
One episode, it would have been hilarious. Yes.
Especially since this was such a short series to begin with. It's so crazy they got away with 10 episodes.
Yep.
They were probably keeping it 10 episodes just to play it safe or something.
I'm sure, but I mean, at the same time, I know there's some like TV broadcasting deals that you have to do, like where it's typically 12, 24.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Like that's the normal, and there's a reason why it's like that. Maybe they were able to avoid it somehow.
I think this was strictly online kind of streaming service stuff.
Which is cool. Good on them. I mean, nobody likes their filler, but this series is just for comedic value anyway. So that would have been worthwhile.
It would have been hilarious.
That would have been worthwhile to see based on what we're watching.
So Kazuma knows a lot of, I wouldn't say a lot, but he knows a lot of your basic magic abilities that everybody keeps talking about is useless.
Yeah, he knows basic water, he knows basic fire, he knows basic ice.
And he knows basic wind. And you see him using...
Do we see that in the anime?
I don't think you see wind.
Okay, yeah.
But you actually get to see him use these things, and they keep bringing it up how he knows these things, and everybody kind of finds them useless, but he's making use out of these basic attacks.
Right. Yeah, because like, even to go back to the anime, when it comes to the fire, we didn't see him learn... Oh, quick side note. I made a note I made sure to make note that I liked the animation that they did every time Kazuma learned a new skill.
Yep.
Like
with the DNA.
That DNA thing where it like gets encapsulated in like something new. I thought that was just pretty cool.
I also enjoyed the anytime there was this super emergency quest going on, how it kind of brought you back to like RPG style video game-esque, like 90s, early 2000s video game-esque, where it's, all right, here's your challenge, go do it.
Yeah, like a force challenge.
Yep.
Yeah, I like those. Back to the basic magic attacks, like with a fire.
Uh-huh.
Like, we didn't see Cosmo learn fire, but we got to see him start like a little lantern deal when that crab and alcohol inside the mansion.
Yep.
The succubus episode.
Yep.
Like, he just randomly started fire. Like, we didn't get to see him learn it, but he knows it now. So all these basic skills, you kind of expect it. At least I would expect it. If I was him, I would have learned all the basic skills.
Right. So
I guess it's good that he's got a little bit of something like that going on. Continue.
The fight with Kyoya, excuse me, is slightly different. So it still kind of starts the same way, where he challenges him, and then says he'll give him whatever he wants. And so Kazuma,
Sorry, the Japanese ka is always ka.
Yeah, Kazuma does things a little bit different, where he uses his wind magic on Kyoya's subordinate girls, and he like lifts up their skirts with his wind magic and distracts them.
Surprised that wasn't in the anime.
And then uses his steel ability to get his sword and knock him out. Okay. So it's not one of those things where he just kind of steals his sword and then calls it a day. He actually distracts him to get his sword. So one thing that there's like a whole nother episode that you kind of miss out on. Basically, they could have made this into a 12 episode season, and not 100% sure why they didn't, but that's neither here nor there. So before the Destruction Spider episode
Destroyer.
Yeah, the Spider Destroyer
Mobile Fortress thing.
Yeah, the Mobile Fortress. There we go. Wiz has this box in her shop that allows them to basically transport to Japan. So Darkness, Megami, Aqua, and Kazuma go to Japan for 12 hours, and they just kind of like go around, see Kazuma's like what he used to do. They went to an arcade, they went to some shops.
Really?
Yeah.
That
And
would have been awesome.
they're like, oh, we need to get these things. And Kazuma's like, with what money? I didn't bring any money with me to buy these things.
Well, that would just be a very cool concept, just to have his party understand who he is and where he came from, and that he's not talking shit or telling lies.
Like their physical bodies, or
Yep.
other people can see them.
Yep, reverse isekai.
Reverse, perfect. I like that. Reverse isekai, yeah. Wow, I wish they would have shown him, maybe.
Was it the same Japan that he used to live in?
It was his world.
So people could see him?
Yep. And then he went to his house, found the rock that was where his key was, and there was a picture of him. And then he
came back even though he was considered dead?
Yep. He went and deleted a bunch of stuff on his computer.
Of course.
And then they're leaving their house, and the police show up at his house, and they're like, "What are you people doing here? Show me your papers," doing all these other things, and then they just kind of like teleport back to where they're at now, the world that they're at now. They kind of do some other things. One thing that was funny was when they go to the arcade, there's some like nerdy guys there that are like, oh man, they're talking about Megami and talking about how she's almost dressed up as in cosplay. She's dressed up in cosplay, and of course Megami's doing what talks how she normally is, and to them it's as if she's doing like acting her cosplay
kind of thing.
Right.
Not Shakespearean, but just doing her I'm the head of the
she's playing her role.
Yeah, she's playing her role, and to them she's doing cosplay, but to her she's just saying who she is.
Yeah.
And that was one thing that was funny. And then the cops showing up to Kazuma's house, and then them going back to wherever they're at now. But that was a lot of the big differences right there. There wasn't a whole lot of changes between the anime and manga is concerned, at least as far as drastic things besides what I already mentioned. So it was kind of nice. I wish they would have shown those two big pieces that I talked about, because it just would have added comedic relief.
It would have brought more information.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, I think it would have just been
hilarious,
fun, and just to see just like you said, a reverse isekai. I think that would have been just fun altogether, just to see.
Yep.
And like I said earlier, like just to have an understanding of where Kazuma came from would just be a little bit of respect to be gained.
Yep. I don't know if you guys have watched Gate.
Yes, I was gonna bring that up earlier.
Yep, it's a lot like Gate, where instead of going to this other world, they brought the individuals to their own world so that they could see how the two worlds are different to each other. And that's basically what it was like.
Yeah, I don't know.
The manga was good. As I had mentioned earlier, 21 chapters, so not a whole lot. About 30 pages per chapter, so nothing too crazy as far as reading is concerned, especially compared to like Twin Stars, which everything was like 60 to 100 chapter or 100 pages. It was a lot.
Felt so sorry for you.
So I hope everybody enjoys that last episode that we just had, where we did things a little bit different.
Yeah, because
it was so much information. It was insane. Ben, I can't wait for you to listen to that one, because it was a lot.
I got 20 more episodes to watch before I listen to it. So maybe I'll be caught up by the time it's out.
It's a good show. It is definitely a good show.
I tried so hard to watch 50 episodes in
5 days. That's a lot. That's a lot of episodes.
It's not easy.
But it all worked out, so it's all good. But that's really all I got. Nothing too crazy. So
all right.
Kind of curious. Lance, is there anything? Are you done with Dragon Ball Z yet?
Oh God. No, unfortunately, I am not. I'm still in the middle of the Boo saga. Just a little bit of a spoiler alert. We are prepping for the Yu Yu Hakusho episode coming up. So I put Dragon Ball Z on pause, and I started rewatching Yu Yu Hakusho for my umpteenth time.
I can't
How do you not have it memorized?
Oh, it is 100% memorized. It's just I'm preparing for a podcast, so I want to make sure that it's all super fresh.
He's got a long plane ride to finish Dragon Ball Z, so it's okay.
Yeah, and by the time our Yu Yu Hakusho episode launches, I'll be married and honeymooned and all that fun stuff, and I'll have Yu Yu Hakusho ready to go, especially because of the plane ride to Hawaii is going to take forever so I got a lot of downtime to watch some anime. But as far as Dragon Ball Z goes, yes, I am still in the Boo arc. And where exactly did I leave off?
I want to say you got through Majin Vegeta too.
Yeah, Vegeta's dead.
So you're almost done.
I'm almost done with Fat Boo. That's
Have
the
you
deal.
reached Majin Vegeta?
Yeah.
He's through that.
That's through. I'm through the tournament arc.
Oh, okay.
All I know is that I'm almost done with Majin Buu, the Fat Buu, because I know Skinny Evil Buu is about to come up soon. Because Goku is training Trunks and Goten right now to do the fusion, and he's only got so little time left on Earth.
So the Boos haven't separated.
Nope.
Good
No.
Boo and Bad.
Yeah, I'm not there yet, but I'm almost
Close.
there. So
Okay, I know where you are now.
Yeah.
So between teaching fusion and separating these Boos, that's where I am at the moment.
Yeah, you haven't even gotten Super Saiyan 3 yet.
Goku went 3.
Are you
Yeah,
thinking
Goku spent like almost. I thought Goku spent like 3 episodes going Super Saiyan 3. He did spend the better half of an entire episode going Super Saiyan 3, and it was all to buy time for Trunks to zip back to Bulma's house, find the Dragon Radar.
Oh, yeah, that's
and then
right.
zip back. So that's the whole
That's
purpose of him doing all that bullshit.
Yep.
So yeah, I did officially see Goku go Super Saiyan 3 and that fun stuff.
The worst Super Saiyan, because it's only used once. Twice?
That's because it's inefficient.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He burns off so much ki doing it.
exactly. I mean, outside of fusion, but
Well, yeah.
because we all know that Go Tanks is fucking like unlimited energy.
What's the name of those earrings again?
Patara rings.
Patara, that's the word.
Yeah.
I haven't made it there yet, but I remember from the video games. I used
Yeah.
the Patara rings in like all of my attacks. Or for Budokai 2,
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
how
the Patara ring combination was one of my favorites.
that's how Matt always beat my ass.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay, Ben. That's
But yeah, I'm not at the Patara ring yet. That's obviously Vegeta's. Is Vegeta revived yet? I don't even remember.
no, he's not revived yet. He gets revived after the Patara ring
Okay.
because the middle Boo is when Vegeta comes back, so that Goku or so Vegito can fuse together and fight the second stage of Boo.
Yeah, and
Super
Boo
Boo
absorbs
slash
them, and that's how they get separated.
Yep.
Well, based on the video game knowledge, I know that he absorbs Gohan.
Yep. And turns into Super Boo or something like that.
Yeah. Like,
Yep.
I know there's Evil Boo, and there's Super Boo, and then there's Kid Boo. So
Yep.
I know that's the whole deal.
Well, that's good. You've almost made it through.
I mean, I'm getting close to the... I mean, I still got like a solid 100 episodes to go.
Not quite, but
Are you
No.
gonna watch GT after that?
Yes. I watched GT. I did watch all of GT in Japanese. But after I finish Dragon Ball Z, I will continue with Dragon Ball GT.
hopefully in time for Super. The movie, anyway.
Yeah, the movie will come out soon enough.
Have you watched Super?
I've watched all Super. Yeah,
Okay.
I watched all of Super. I watched that weekly.
Yeah.
And I was on the treadmill, and I was running 7 miles per hour for all 22 minutes of that series. Dude, my cardio was at fucking top notch. I've never had better cardio in my entire life. That, like, Dragon Ball Super, that tournament arc,
Yep.
had so many ups and downs, but it still kept me engaged enough and gave me enough energy to run at 7 miles per hour for 22 minutes straight. Like,
Yep.
that was the best time of my life. I was so pumped once a week, every week.
Yeah, I know. I'm still trying to get through Attack on Titan. I think I made it to episode 71. I'm in season 4.
Yeah, you're pumping through pretty quick at this point.
Yep. I found out that it's Aaron's half brother. I'm drawing a blank on his name.
The Beast Titan.
Yeah, the Beast Titan is actually working with the island. Is
Yep.
the best way to put it.
The one overseas.
Yep.
Yeah, it's been a minute. I can't remember specific names at this moment.
Yeah. So I found out that they're essentially all working. At this point, they're all working together, and that's basically where it stopped.
Where you are, is that officially considered the final season?
Yep, I'm in season 4.
Okay, especially since you know that his half brother is considered the Beast Titan, so he already
Yep.
knows everything. Okay.
Aaron is in jail, or is locked up right now because
So it's emo Aaron.
it is emo Aaron. Yes.
I hated that Aaron.
And yeah, it's the emo, like, I'm doing everything for everybody else, but I'm really doing it for myself, and I hate the world, and yeah, just...
Yeah. The only thing that's missing is his long ass hair isn't in front of his face. He's constantly whipping it off to the side.
Hey, that was us in high school. So.
Oh, that was 100% us. Yeah.
Bet it's okay. You just couldn't have hair like that. It's okay.
I tried, but I got a receding hairline years now. So
Yeah. Well, Matt and I definitely had baggy ass hair in front of our head, and we were always whipping it off to the side.
We're
trying to be emo punks.
It's he's living life, and so that's where I'm at on Attack on Titan. Looking forward to it. It's good. It's really good. I want to see kind of how they continue through it. I'll have it finished before part 3 of season 4 goes through.
Right. Yeah. You'll be good by another 5 years or so.
So the thing I'm not struggling with, that I'm kind of struggling with, is so on Crunchyroll they don't have season 1 part 1 and part 2 separated. They just have it as season 4. So I'm like, so what is part 1 and what is part 2? Because I'm interested in knowing the transitions that people had to deal with. Just because for each of the seasons you're like, oh, okay, so this is the ending of the season. Got it. And I'm interested to just know so I can go through like what they were doing as far as how they ended part 1 of the season. And I mean, we know sometimes seasons just kind of end it on a cliffhanger for no reason whatsoever, and sometimes they do. So I'm interested, but I don't even think I'm through what would be part 1 of season 4.
Oh,
so
yeah.
But
after the merge, I'm still learning how Crunchyroll is dealing with all their fucking bullshit, what they consider seasons. I thought Funimation had some bullshit, but Crunchyroll, you have some shit to work on. You're confusing as fuck. You are not user-friendly as far as...
Oh, no, I am watching it on Funimation. That's right. So Funimation hasn't merged. So let's see. I'm on episode 70. That's where I'm at right now.
Okay, yeah, you're not far behind.
No, I think there's like 92 episodes, something like that.
Something like that.
There's the emo Aaron icon. Excuse me, 88 episodes is how far season 4 is. So
as of July of 2022.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I'm through episode 70. So it's good. Just like I said, we just found out about the Beast Titans plan and all that fun stuff. So
all right, so you got some shit to unfold yet.
But I'm going to be watching Yu Yu Hakusho, so I will not be watching anything else in the meantime.
Yeah, we got a lot of episodes to get through before the next episode.
That's okay. I'm due for a Yu Yu Hakusho rewatch.
Yeah, exactly. I'm right on board.
Miss those days when I watched it in my car / just drove with it going because I had it memorized.
Oh yeah. What about you, Ben? What you got going on the side?
Like, what am I currently watching, or what did I just finish?
Either or.
Yes.
Both.
I just finished a bunch of stuff, but I am currently still watching Skeleton Knight in Another World.
Okay.
I saw that. Yep.
That's pretty good. It's not done yet. There's a couple more episodes, but
yep,
I'm enjoying it a lot.
Okay, that's good to know.
The Executioner and Her Way of Life is really good. It's another type of isekai, but slightly different. How do I explain? She essentially kills people who are isekai'd into her world to prevent them from causing trouble.
Okay.
Kind of sounds similar to Slime.
Similar, yeah, but it's really cool.
Okay.
Other than that, I'm still watching Spy Family and...
Yep. Is that finished being dubbed?
No. Episode 10, I think, episode 9 is what we're at, and there's 12 episodes. It's done being subbed.
Subbed, I knew, yes.
Yep, that just finished. I think there's like a couple more episodes.
Episode 10, by the way.
10, okay.
10, yep. That just came out, I think, today.
Oh, looks like I know what I'm watching tomorrow.
As of July 2nd of 2022.
Yes.
Oh.
Just so our future listeners know when we're recording.
Otherwise, I just finished a movie I was recommended to called Shape of Voice.
Oh, yep.
Yeah, that was sad. That's about it. I can't think of anything else right now. There's so many other stuff I want to watch, but there's not enough time in the day.
Never is.
So much stuff, so little time.
Makes me a little happy that our next episode is going to be Yu Yu Hakusho. It's going to be something relatively easy to get through. So when I want to run on the treadmill, I could decide to watch Yu Yu Hakusho because I don't have to take notes because everything's going to be super mental because I've seen it a million times. Or I can go back to Disney Plus and watch Doctor Strange's new movie.
Did you finish Moon Knight?
I did finish Moon Knight.
Okay.
I need to watch the Obi-Wan series show, season 1.
Not gotten into any of the Star Wars stuff.
Me neither.
Been kind of strictly Marvel. And Marvel came out with a new Miss Marvel or something?
Miss Marvel, yeah.
Yeah.
It's
that they're
more
also releasing that.
more like a teen drama kind of.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's very informative, but most adults aren't going to want to watch it.
Okay. Well, I love Marvel, so I'll start it. I have also seen headlines for Hawkeye getting a second season, which I'm super excited about. I think Hawkeye is a underrated show or, series of the entire series. So I'm excited to see what comes of that.
I haven't really watched any of the Star Wars stuff on Disney Plus either, except for Star Wars Visions, the anime anthology. That was really
I would probably see that one.
Yeah, it's like each episode's a different anime style, and they have big names and studios that are doing each episodes, and they're really awesome.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of good things.
Interesting. Is it out?
Yeah, it's been out for like half a year now.
Yeah.
Disney Plus?
Yep.
Okay, I might have to give that a try.
I know. So the wife's super big into Star Wars.
Really?
Yeah. Oh,
I
yeah.
thought she was just a Harry Potter nerd.
Oh, no. Star Wars, Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter.
So everything nerdy except anime.
Yes.
Can she teach my wife?
Minus Inuyasha. She loves Inuyasha.
Yeah.
And then she's making me listen to the Mortal Instruments books in the car. Because that's what we do, so that we don't have to fight about music.
Fair enough.
I mean, it makes life easy because then, you don't have to worry about, it's my turn to pick what music we want to listen to. Because, we kind of have similar interests in music, but we don't. So, just makes life easy.
The way we do it is whoever's phone connects to the car first.
Well, it's always her phone. So then
that happens here too.
My
Audiobooks.
fiance's phone connects to my fucking vehicle before my phone connects
Does she
to my
go
vehicle.
into the settings and change her phone to favorite?
Maybe.
Because that's
Probably.
what my wife did, and it makes her phone connect instantly.
Yeah.
Lance is not the most technology inclined individual, so.
Yeah, I'm quite busy.
If you need help, let me know.
Or he'll just deal with his wife, future wife picking his.
No, we tend to make everything pretty evened out anyway.
That's good.
But like I said, it makes life super easy. And I do much better when all I have to worry about is driving and not what song is playing. So
the important stuff, yeah.
you know, details. It's driving.
I can relate. I do that for work.
So yeah, that's really all I got. Hopefully next time we talk, you'll have finished Dragon Ball Z, and you can let us know.
Oh, with 112 episodes of Yu Yu Hakusho, we'll see how much Dragon Ball Z I can squeeze into this.
I believe in you, Lance.
Well, let's just hope on a little overtime.
And that concludes another episode of the Anime Lounge podcast. Make sure to give us 5 stars and subscribe to our podcast on whatever platform you're listening to.